Namo Amida Butsu. Welcome. Thank you so much for dropping by this video. Humility. Very talked about spiritual concept and blankety blank hard to practice. Oh my. So this idea of humility, it's talked about all across, in many, many different spiritual traditions. My own experience came with it through working the 12 steps for addictive behaviors. And, the first step is about humility, admitting, in essence, that there's a problem bigger than you. I didn't work it for alcohol, but the original, first step is admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. And the reason why that's so hard is because any kind of addict, I'll just say alcoholic to keep it simple, is in really denial of reality. They're in denial that they have a problem. They're in denial that their life is spinning out of control. It's a really wonderful condition to help us understand ego in its extreme. It's really insane, and most alcoholics drink themselves to death because of denial, because of lack of humility, because of this false idea like, hey, I can do this, even though life has proven time and time again that they can't. So today I'm really humbled. I'm really recognizing just how selfish I've been, really delusional, spiritually delusional. I've had these amazing spiritual ideas, and I'm really starting to see that they're mostly delusions. And, these are ideas I believed in and for most of my life. And I live in this California town that's very spiritual, and I'm starting to see that most of it's just completely delusionary. And, I used to love this town. I still do in a different way now. It's like, wow, it's so spiritual, but a lot of it is really delusionary. And I used to love it. And anyway, so I'm just really being humbled right now by my own. It's not, there's different flavors of selfishness. I'm very empathic and compassionate, so it's not the typical form of selfishness, but it's being self-absorbed. And the thing that's so funny is I was really self-absorbed with healing and spiritual growth, but it was really just a self-absorption. It's kind of funny, actually, but it made me selfish and made me dysfunctional in so many ways. So grateful for this path that calls us to reflect on the fact that we're spiritual idiots, and to reflect on, it starts with the question, okay, can you attain Buddhahood through your own efforts? And if you're a yes, this isn't the path for you. And if you can really look at that question and reflect on yourself, and in my case, it was kind of easy because I've been pretty hardcore spiritual seeker for when did I start? Oh my God. Jeez, it's going on 30 years now. Hardcore too. I wasn't, many times I was living almost as a monk, like meditating full time, and I have to say that I really failed. And while there's certain ways in which I've grown, I'm actually in many ways worse off than when I started. So that's what this path is all about, and or part of what this path is all about. And let's see if so this is from Paul Roberts' book, Shin Buddhism 101, page 151. One of the primary axioms of our Dharma masters is that most, if not all of us, are people of the lowest of the 9 grades of being described by Shakyamuni Buddha. in Buddhism, they kind of categorize people by how evolved or unevolved they are. And Shinran and Honen came to the conclusion that they were in the lowest. And I'm not sure if I'm in the lowest, but I'm certainly, if I'm not in the lowest, I'm either maybe in the second to lowest or maybe even below the lowest. I can't decide right now. Maybe I'm either like, maybe I'm not quite the lowest, like I'm one step above, or maybe I'm actually like worse than the lowest. I can't decide. So, certainly, Master Shinran considered himself among the lowest of the low, and so did his own Dharma mentor, Master Honen. All we need to do is look at the world and read the news to see the presence of human darkness and the suffering it creates. That human darkness is the work of our individual egotism writ large, meaning at large, meaning the crap inside of us is what's creating all of this crap. Not in a law of attraction kind of way, but in a very nuts and bolts kind of way. Maybe a little bit of law of attraction, I don't know. So when someone finally experiences his own darkness, I can't legitimately say to him that it's not so bad and he should go easy on himself. What he is experiencing is true. It is so bad in him, in me, and in everyone else. So that's kind of what I'm being with right now is by the grace of Amida, I've been very committed. I've been exploring this path on and off deeply for a year, in periods where it was very deep and periods where I didn't even think about it. And in the last, I guess this is day 10 or 11 now, I've been diving really deep and feeling very connected to Amida. And, part of that in feeling Amida's light, then I guess I'm able to see my own darkness. And I'm riddled with it. I'm riddled with it. And I hope I don't have to go any lower. I hope I've been taken low enough that I can get humble and stay humble long enough to fully receive Amida's grace. So, the other piece is, the parable of the six blind men and the element, which Shakyamuni Buddha shared. And it goes something like this. There's six blind people, and they're each touching an elephant. One's touching the trunk, and one's touching the tusk, and one's touching the ear, one's touching a leg, one's touching the body, one's touching the tail. I think that's six. Tusk, trunk, ear, leg, body, tail. Yeah, six. And then they're each arguing about what they're touching. The one with the tusk is like, wow, this is smooth. This is smooth and thin. And the one holding the leg is like, this is solid and thick. And the one touching the body is like, this is huge. And it's moving. I guess I'm making this part up. It's breathing. And one touching the tail is like, what are you talking about? You all are crazy. It's hairy. And they just argue endlessly. And the Buddha said that's what it's like to be us, is we're each able to see a little bit of reality, but none of us is able to see the full scope of reality. And so we go around arguing and we go around making up these stories about ourselves, life, the universe, and then arguing about them, and we're only seeing a small part of reality. And if that story doesn't resonate, then, well, let me say, that story didn't really resonate for me until today. But today, being so humbled and so seeing my darkness, I'm like, oh my God, like this has been hidden from me. It's been in my face and I haven't even seen it. Things that I thought were virtuous and good actually aren't, or they're delusional and harmful. So, to become a disciple of Shakyamuni, we have to we have to, we don't have to. I mean, obviously, you can go meditate and do whatever, but to really go on this path, any Buddhist path, and specifically Jodo Shinshu, Shin path, we have to be like I'm an idiot, like I think I know it all, and I'm just holding the tail, and and I'm such an idiot that I'm arguing with the dude holding the tusk, and I don't even recognize my own blindness. Um, and in the end, I think it all boils down to various, well, I won't say that, but just various delusions and not perceiving reality correctly and not perceiving ourselves correctly. So I am a stumbling, bumbling idiot. I'm alive by grace. I mean, I've been such an idiot. I've been very close to suicide multiple times. That's how delusional. That's how far down the hole I went. Like about to do it multiple times. And I'm alive by grace. And now I'm starting to believe that grace is the grace of Amida. And so So this process of recognizing our bamboohood, it's very hard, but it's also very liberating. And so I wish you all good deep reflection and contemplation on yourself. Thank you so much for dropping by this video. Oh, I forgot to say, if this is new to you, um, check out one of my introductory videos. This video is assuming that someone's familiar with Buddhism and specifically this particular type of Buddhism. Thanks so much for dropping by. Namo Amida Butsu.